Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrit Karam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiri Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Chalote Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtakya. So we welcome all the devotees on this morning Bhagavatam discussion. I'm grateful to you for connecting after having a long festival for Saturday and Sunday. You're still there. That shows your commitment, dedication, devotion to this wonderful discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam from so many different wonderful devotees. We will discuss two verses from Canto 3, Chapter 8, verse 28 and 29. We chant 28. Kadamba Kinjal Kapishang Vasasa Solankritam Mekhalaya Nityame Arena Chananta Dhanena Vatsa Shirivats Vaksh Sthala Valaveda. O my dear Vidura, the Lord's waist was covered with yellow cloth, resembling the saffron dust of Kadamba flower, and it was encircled by a well-decorated belt. His chest was decorated with the Shri Vatsa marking and a necklace of unlimited value. Kadamba Pinjalka, saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. Pishanga, dress of the color. Vasasa, by clothing. Su Lankritam, well decorated. Mekhalaya, by the belt. Nitambe, on the waist. Harena, by the garland. Also Ananta, highly. Dhanena, valuable. Vatsa, my dear Vidura. Shri Vats, of the transcendental marking. Vakshasthala, on the chest. Valavena, very pleasing. There is no purport, so we will chant the next verse also. Paradhaya Kayur Mani Praveka Paryast Durdanda Sahasrishakam Avayakta Moolam Bhu Angari Indram Ahindra Bhoger Adhivit Valasham. Synonyms: Paradhya, very valuable. Keura, ornaments. Mani Praveka, highly valuable jewels. Parasta, disseminating. Durdanda, arms. Sahasra Shakam, with thousands of branches. Avyakta Moolam, self-situated. Bhuvana, universal. Angirpa, trees. Indram, the Lord. Ahi Ind, Anantadev. Bhogei, by hoods. Adivit, surrendered. Valsham, shouldered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji Ki Jai. Translation: as a sandalwood tree is decorated with fragrant flowers and branches, the Lord's body was decorated with valuable jewels and pearls. He was a self-situated tree, the Lord of all the others in the universe. And as a sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered by the hoods of Ananta. I will read the last line one more time. And as a sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered with the hoods of Ananta. Purport. The word Avyakta Moolam is significant here. Generally, no one can see the roots of a tree, but as far as the Lord is concerned, he is the root of himself, because there is no other separate cause of his standing, but he himself. In the Vedas, it is said that the Lord is Savashriya Ashriya. He is his own support, and there is no other support for him. Therefore, Avyakta means the Supreme Lord himself and no one else. Om Gyanatimadam Dasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutalehe Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Harijana Sangitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Tamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagat Patehe Gopesha Gopivaka Adha Kant Namustate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Satyadevi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpataru Vyakshit Kripa Sindhu Vevachaha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. So we welcome all the devotees to this Bhagavatam discussion. Let's see if I can turn on my video. So, here we are discussing manifestation of Brahma from Garbhodaksha Vishnu. That's the chapter we're discussing, chapter 8 from Srimad Bhagavatam. Maitreya Muniji is discussing with Vidru Maharaj. Maitreya Muniji is answering Vidru Maharaj inquiries, questions. You can say doubts, but there are more inquiries. Vidru Maharaj is also very exalted. He's asking so many questions for our sake. Just like Arjuna was asking many questions for our sake. And Maitreya Muniji declared in the beginning of this chapter to Vidru Maharaj that what I am about to speak, I have heard from Srila Parashar Muniji, who have heard in the line of Sanat Kumars. And that same Srimad Bhagavatam, what Sanat Kumar have heard from Lord Sankarshan. In that line, I have heard and I will speak to you. That's what Maitreya Muni declared in the beginning. And then we see Maitreya Muni's description, because one of the questions was about the creation from Vidru Maharaj. So to answer that particular question, Maitreya Muni is focusing on the appearance of Lord Brahmaji from the navel of Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu specifically, and how Lord Brahmaji appeared, and he was looking what to do, why I'm here, what's my next step. And then he received instructions that you should perform tapa, and he performed tapa, and he's seeing in this series of verses what we have been reading for last couple of days and today. This series of verses, Lord Brahmaji, after performing tapasya for millions of years, he has received Divya Gyan in his heart. And Lord Krishna was so kind, so generous to Lord Brahmaji that he's actually appeared, Lord appeared in the heart of Brahmaji. Sometimes we call face-to-face meeting, in person. We want to meet in person in the temple. We're choked up, sitting at homes and inside. So here Lord Brahmaji also wanted to see the Lord in person. Lord Brahmaji appeared in the heart of, Lord has appeared in the heart of Lord Brahmaji. And in series of these verses, Maitreya Muni is explaining that this is what he has heard, that Lord Brahmaji seen Lord Garbhadaksha Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Mahavishnu in his heart, and how beautiful that form of the Lord is. So for last 7-8 verses, this body of the Lord is compared to like a coral mountain that has a gold on top of it, and that gold is compared to the helmet of the Lord. That has waterfalls, mountain has waterfalls on it, and waterfalls compared to the garlands, flowers. It has herbs, mountain has herbs, and then those herbs are compared to the jewels on the body of the Lord. So these are comparisons, like in poetic, in the poems, in the poetic words. In that world, poets usually compare this material nature, the trees and the oceans and the birds and the chirping of the birds and the songs with what's happening today. They compare so we can connect. So Maitreya Muni is describing the Lord, forms of the Lord that Brahmaji is seeing. Brahma is seeing Lord's lotus feet, toenails, fingernails, and they're also compared to petals and flowers. Lord's smiling face, we heard before, his smiling nose and eyebrows, and the word was used, mukhena lokarti haras mitena. A smiling face is, it removes the distress from the heart of the living entities. The smiling face of the Lord. And we have that experience. We see when devotees meet each other, when we smile, when we talk to each other with a smile, that removes the distress from the heart of the other devotee. And now in these two verses, we see it's explained the Shirivasta, this marking of Shirivasta on the chest of the Lord, where Shri, Lakshmi ji resides. Lakshmi ji resides in the chest of the Lord, and she's massaging the lotus feet of the Lord also. And then the third 29 verse, where we read this small purport, the word used here is Ahi Indra. So the Prabhupada translates, it's Anantadev, Lord's sitting under the hoods of Anantadev. He's surrounded just like a sandalwood what's the last, where is the last line of this verse? As a sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered by the hoods of Ananta. So this sandalwood tree is mentioned here because sandalwood tree is very, very, very special, very rare. Mysore, I believe in South India, they have sandalwood trees. And it has, just like that, Lord's also darshan is very rare. And sandalwood trees is very cooling. So snakes love to reside. They actually in the hot season, in the summer, snakes actually come to the sandalwood tree and they actually shed their skin. So Anantadev, who is serving the Lord, he becomes the bed for the Lord in that Garva Daksha ocean. He's holding Anantadev. We read in a few verses back that this same Anantadev is holding all the universes on his hoods. So this earthly planet where we stand is actually, you need somebody to hold this earth. Just like we are standing on the earth. Earth is holding us. But then who is holding this earth? It's Krishna's arrangement that this earth is being held by the hoods of the Anantadev. So I was thinking we can speak a little bit. We have only a few minutes. We have 10 minutes or so. We can speak a little bit on this Anantadev. And before that, I can say a little bit about this Brahmaji. Lord Brahmaji is also my appreciation for Lord Brahmaji's position, his services to Lord Krishna. It's keep on increasing. Last month or so after we started this chapter and the last chapter and the following chapter, when Lord Brahmaji actually, when I read a few of the prayers of Lord Brahmaji in chapter 9, such an exalted position. Lord Brahmaji's, my head bow down to his lotus feet, that how fortunate Lord Brahmaji is that he becomes the first creator. Please imagine, please close your eyes and think about, example comes to mind, something like, think about, you have a picture at home. What picture you can have? Maybe your father is living, so maybe you have a picture of your grandfather. Just think about it. When you think about that grandfather, or some of you, if you're really lucky, you might have a picture of your great-grandfather. And think about it, if you have that picture of your great-grandfather on the wall, and you, every time you have some family meeting at home, family reunion at home, and you all are looking at that picture and thinking, oh, this is our great-grandfather. We have never seen him. Most of the family members, most probably never seen the great-grandfather. But then your appreciation for him, because there is a bloodline, they call. खून का रिश्ता है. And that brings some emotions in your heart. And something in the family, somebody has heard about that particular grandfather, what was his nature, what was his teaching, what was his character, what was his contribution to the family. In that family reunion, immediately those thoughts come, and then some grateful hearts talk about that. And now, please take that picture and think about that great-grandfather going millions and billions of years ago. That bloodline, that connection coming from Brahmaji. That Lord Brahmaji became the first creator, and then he created all the 14 planets. Lord Brahmaji created, he used the 3 modes of nature given to him by Mahavishnu, and he created these 14 planets. He was able to make all the demigods manifest. All the sages we talk, Srila Narad Muni, Srila Vyasadeva, Shukadeva, all the Prajapatis, Swambhu Manu, Daksha Prajapatis, all these Manus who actually became our forefathers, they all, the bloodline is Lord Brahmaji. So how much appreciation. No wonder, when you think about it, then I feel it's so appropriate for the Lord that show his mercy, show his kripa in the heart of Lord Brahmaji by appearing in the heart of Lord Brahmaji and giving him this beautiful, beautiful darshans in these last 7-8 verses. And then hearing his prayers in the next chapter. So Lord Brahmaji is very, very, very exalted, and we pray at his lotus feet that he blesses us so we can keep serving Lord Krishna, Lord Radhashyam Sundar, for our purification. And then this Anantadev, his service. Last night we celebrated Balaram Purnima, Balaram Jayanti, and we heard this beautiful conversation, dialogue by His Holiness Jayadeva Swami Maharaj yesterday. So we can say a little bit about that. Lord Balaram's, we have 9 minutes. Just one point I will share, so we can close at 7 o'clock. Anantadev, Lord Balaram ji, in his form, Anantadev is incarnation from Lord Sankarshan, from Lord Balaram. That's Lord Balaram's service to Garbhadaksha Vishnu, to Mahavishnu, to provide the bed for the Lord, so Lord can very comfortably reside. In the Garbhadaksha ocean. By doing that service, Lord Balaram is showing us by his examples that service is supreme. He's serving the Lord in so many different ways. We heard that yesterday. I'm sure all of you have heard many other lectures, how Balaram has been serving as paraphernalia in different rasas, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa. He's serving the Lord in many different rasas. He covers all the rasas actually, Madhurya rasa also. Because he doesn't want to let go that service, no matter what mood Krishna is in, what rasa he's in. He wants as a friend, yes, this Ananta, as an Anantadev, it's more like Shantarasa. But Lord Balaram is serving, and he, by his example, he becomes our Guru. Guru means who teaches us by example. So he's showing by his examples that how to serve. And Guru teaches us by giving us knowledge. So in the spiritual world, I'll conclude with this one insight. In the spiritual world, Lord Krishna has three potencies, Sandhani, Samvit, and Haladani. Sure, all of you have heard this before. Just reiterating so we can refresh our memories. Sandhani is Satta potency. Samvit is Chitta potency. And Haladani is the pleasure potency. Satta, Chit, Anand. Anand is Haladani. So Haladani is easy to remember. We also equate with Srimati Radharani's pleasure potency, giving to the Lord through Haladani potency. Lord gets the pleasure by expanding himself into Srimati Radharani also. But we focus quickly on Sandhani potency and Samvit potency. So Sandhani potency creates infrastructure. All these material worlds and spiritual worlds are getting created by Lord's Sandhani potency. And Balaram is in charge. So just to bring it to our level so that it's understandable, just think about it. We can think on the temple level, but let's just focus on the kitchen level. So to create a kitchen, you need some place, you need a room, you need a room, and then you create a kitchen, and then you bring stoves and hoods and tables and chairs and pots and sinks and water supply. So you're creating a kitchen. That's Sandhani potency of the Lord. And Balaramji is in charge. So Balaram is creating, allowing Brahmaji also to actually create. In this reference where we are at in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahmaji is creating. It's creating by using the Sandhani potency of Lord Balaram. Just like Jayaprakash Prabhu is creating the kitchen in our temple by he's given these infrastructural elements, but he's creating a kitchen out of it. So Jayaprakash Prabhu becomes the Brahma of our kitchen and our temple. But then we created a kitchen, but then how to cook? We given even the dal and the atta and everything, all the groceries also. But how to cook? How to how to make use of the infrastructure? How to make use of the temple? Temple building is there. Deities are there. The tables and the chairs are there, the floors there, pujaris are there, but how to worship the Lord, the knowledge, the chitta potency, that in charge is also Lord Balaramji, Anantadev. So his teaching by his own examples, actually giving us the knowledge how to serve the Lord, not just creating an infrastructure and giving to us, creating these material worlds and giving to us, but actually how to use this material nature in the service of the Lord. So there is a satta, there is a chit. That chitta potency is a knowledge potency. that's also given to us, to Brahmaji, by Lord Balaram's mercy. So by using this Sat and Chitta potency, the Sandani and Samvit potency, we can give pleasure to the Lord. If we all serve together, because we are given the deities, we're given the temple, we're given the devotees, we're given the infrastructure by Lord Balaram. And he has also given us the knowledge how to do it. So if we follow his instructions and do it properly, just like Brahmaji is following the instructions of, in this particular case, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, in creating the material worlds, creating the demigods, disseminating the Srimad Bhagavatam, the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. He will have his son, Srila Narada Muni, and he will give that information, knowledge that coming to him from Lord Balaram to Srila Narada Muni, and he will give to Srila Vyasadeva. And that's how it comes to us. So if we think about it, Srimad Bhagavatam coming to us is actually coming from Lord Brahmaji. And now you can paint yourself again to the picture on the wall at your home. How, if you put that picture of Lord Brahmaji, that how grateful we must be that he has actually given us Srimad Bhagavatam. He has given us the Vedic knowledge. They all erupt from the lotus mouth of Lord Brahmaji, who has heard everything from Lord Hari. So we will end here, close to 7 o'clock. Thank you so much. If you have any one comment you can make, otherwise we can discuss on our WhatsApp group. Nitin Bhagavad Sevya. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Devakinandan Prabhu.
Hari Hari.
A wonderful class.
Thank you for joining remotely.
We are all remote. Big material world. Okay.
Stop sharing.
I'm 2 hours.
Oh, you are 2 hours behind, right?
Behind.
So you are 5 o'clock.
Yep. Good. Jai Jai. I wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day and week ahead. After the mesmerizing darshan on Balaram Purnima, Brahmotsav, that shows that in 6 years, in different levels, we have reached now. We can be quite creative in the Shingar of the Lordships and engage our senses in wonderful Shingar, in wonderful service to the Supreme Lord. And Lord Balaram is also serving the Supreme Lord in so many different ways. So, prayers to Lord Balaram to empower you all the spiritual strength so that you all can become absorbed for Shri Krishna Janmashtami and then the 125th anniversary birth appearance of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, coming soon. Yep. So let's offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram.
Hare
Hare Hare.
Jai Nrsingo, Jai Nrsingo, Jai Jai Nrsingo, Aladesha Jaya
Jaya Padma
Padma
Padma Bringa Ugram
Ugram
Veera
Veera
Mahavishnu
Mahavishnu,
Lantam
Pulantam
Sarvatokam
Sarvatokam,
Nrsingham Vishnam
Narasimham
Narsingham
Vishnu
Vishnam Bhadram
Bhadramiham
Jigukrityam
Nitya
Namamiham
Mrityum Namamiham.
Bhagwan ki
Ki
Jai,
Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Let us offer our humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa
Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Namo Namaha
Vaishnavinda ki
Ki Jai.
Jai
Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Bye.